So the day has come. Today is gonna be the Barbenheimer day. It is actually the 20th. I have like an hour left until the Barbie starts. I'm in my full set. I'm gonna have a different set for Oppenheimer, obviously. Honestly, I don't really know what to expect from either of the movies. There's some wind here. Actually, there's a huge wind here. Apparently, it's controversial topic, but I'm gonna watch Barbie first and then Oppenheimer. Some people say that Oppenheimer should be the first one because then they need a movie to cheer them up. For me, Barbie first, then Oppenheimer. If both of them are great movies, that's amazing. We'll have an amazing day. And in that like a super small chance that Barbie is not the greatest movie ever, I'm still gonna have Oppenheimer later on. So it is just objectively the greatest choice. Barbie first in this beautiful weather, just enjoy your life. Afterward, just go to Starbucks, have a hot drink, and watch Oppenheimer whenever it's night or the sun is down, and just, go into the darkness. One ticket to Oppenheimer, please. I tried to get as many pink stuffs as I could. There's a little bit of a wind. I have about half an hour left, so it is time to go to the cinema. You know what? I said that I'm not sure if Barbie's gonna be great. I'm changing my mind. I know both movies are gonna be great, and I know afterwards I'm gonna play Pikmin 4 because that's also Pikmin 4 day. On to the cinema now. You're coming later. Right now, I'm going into Barbie. I think I said everything I wanted before the movie. So yeah, see you after. Cheers.
It's Barbie, bitch, if you still in doubt.
So, I have just watched Barbie, and I have my very Barbie-themed Starbucks. Actually, it's not Barbie-themed. So, I want to talk quickly about Barbie. I don't want to make it like a full-on review, but I want to talk actually two parts. I'm going to have chapters down there. First part, no spoilers. Then spoilers, I'm going to mark it, and also I'm going to be in the chapters. First of all, no spoilers. Was it great? Yes. I'm not sure if it comes as a surprise. But if you're curious of how good it was, you can just check Rotten Tomatoes or something. But it was great. I cried 9 times. I counted. It was also funny. So it's one of those. During the movie, I had one thought, and this is also still no spoiler territory. I had one thought. I kind of made some parallels with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Not necessarily because of the theme, even though technically there are like 2 separate words. This is not spoiler, it's in the trailer. Not necessarily the multiverse, but I think integrating the funny parts and like actually having meaning, I think it's done really well. There's gonna be parts when you're laughing and crying at the same time. So it was definitely great. I think it's worth a watch for everyone, not just for women, but everyone else. And I think this is, let me just talk with spoilers, please. I wanna talk about spoilers because I wanna get into a little bit of the theme. When I was watching the trailers, I didn't necessarily know what I would think of this movie. Like, I was kind of having an idea because, Barbie dolls like had this perfect dolls effect, like actual real life humans. And there is a very big contrast, and I think that's one of the main things that I noticed in the movie. I really liked how in the beginning, when you are starting in the Barbie world, how everything seems so like extreme to a degree. Everything obviously is so pink. All the workers, all the president, all the doctors, everyone is women. And this looks extreme. But then what is shocking, especially like putting these in parallel, is the real world is literally the Barbie world just in reverse. Basically, you go to the construction workers, everyone is the man. You go to the Barbie maker, because like they're actually in the movie. And obviously the CEO, the CFO, every board member is a man. And I think it is done really well. How the first one, Barbie Land, was so saturated, quite literally. The colors were so saturated. And you go into the real world, and you don't feel it to be this extreme because that's the real world. That is the point of this movie. So then when Ken finds out about this, because Ken also goes with Barbie to the real world, Ken finds about this, and obviously Ken, being a man, he loves this world and basically brings this into Barbie Land. Like, there are obviously a lot of YouTube videos talking about this problem. Like, obviously you can see in the real world, unfortunately, how some influencers are affecting these young men who doesn't feel like belonging somewhere. So the thought of you're being a man and that means oppressing everyone else, like that's your personality. Like, you can see these in the real world, but unfortunately, just talking about this, why this is bad, it's not gonna change anything. People are not gonna listen to this. So this is why I think it's a great movie. If you just explain the problem, it's not gonna help as much as showing the problem. Just showing the opposite in this case and showing why the opposite is really weird and why like this current world making it into the extreme is really bad. These motives were definitely in the movie. These are a huge part of the movie. It definitely was. It has serious moments. The amount of seriousness and funniness was just perfect. So every time when I was feeling depressed and just, oh yeah, the world is kind of bad, that was just a very great joke put in there. So it was a really nice balance. As I said before, a lot of times we were crying while laughing. And obviously the message at the end was not that because of the man-controlled world is bad, let's have a women-controlled world, because that was Barbie Land, and they even said that, hey, that wasn't great either, because in that one the Cancer oppressed, and that's why Ken went to the real world and brought patriarchy to the Barbie Land. Ending basically showed that there shouldn't be someone's someone. That's a very, very common problem, especially in the online space. For example, there's a popular streamer or content creator, and their partner is also a content creator. A lot of times, the woman is gonna be addressed as this person's girlfriend. It's a very big problem, and this was like at the end when Ken was like, I'm not Barbie and Ken, but it's Barbie and it's Ken. That's what it said. Basically, be yourself. Don't be in someone's shadow. It doesn't matter if you're in the shadow of a woman, like in the Barbie world, or if you're in the shadow of a man, like in the real world. Watching this, probably not going to be a president, you're probably not going to be a doctor, but you can be yourself. That was a long message. So now, let me finish my Barbie drink and go to Oppenheimer. And do you think I'm gonna go to Oppenheimer in this clothing? No, just watch. I'm gonna do a magic trick. And also, I think I forgot to tell, 8 out of 10. I basically never give 10 to anything. Only 10 movie recently that I remember is probably Everything Everywhere All at Once. Even Spider-Verse is 9. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Good job. That's a good score. Have I shown my outfit? I wanted to change it. It's black. Am I the only one who's doing Barbie to Oppenheimer? Literal cosplayers here. So many Barbies and Kens. And I feel like kind of an odd one out. I need to find my Oppenheimer buddies. Is it really that unpopular to go Barbie into Oppenheimer? Why would anyone want to watch Oppenheimer first? You're gonna be depressed, man. Like, you really had to change it now. There are some guys, I'm not sure if you can see them. There are actual suits for that. I'm literally the only one who's gonna watch Oppenheimer here. Haven't even started yet. Let's game. Let's here. Okay, I'm not gonna record anymore. Actually, maybe this is already illegal. I'm just at instant reaction. Might be one of the most impactful movies I've ever seen in my life. If I did a review right now, it would be just me not being able to speak. I need time. So, I honestly had to sleep for it. It's the next day, 21st, the actual Barbenheimer day. But I don't know why all the advertisements were 21st when every single premiere is on Thursdays. Whatever, I'm at home, I have slept, I have gathered my thoughts. And similar to Barbie, I want to have a part without spoilers, and whenever I'm going to have spoilers, I'm going to put spoilers here, and you can just check the chapters as well. The movie was great. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. I don't think anyone expected this movie to be bad, but as you could see, my immediate reactions after the movie that I recorded in the cinema, I was just speechless. This is one of those movies when even when the credits are rolling, you're just sitting in your chair because it was so, I don't even know what emotion. It was shocking, amusing, and like terrifying in a way. I watched the movie in digital IMAX, so just so you know, that the picture quality was really good and the audio was really good. So let me just talk about the sound, because the sound was a huge part why this movie was so impactful. This is one of those moments when, for example, in a concert and you can actually feel the audio. This is the exact same feeling, but in a very terrifying way, obviously. And this is also true for the picture itself. That was just something terrifying about it. It definitely was disturbing, and for a good hour afterwards, I couldn't really say a word because just in my mind there's this huge mess. I think this is perfectly portrayed how Oppenheimer's mind might have been altered by these events. Oh my god, this is gonna sound so cliche, but at the end, it really felt like you're Oppenheimer. There, I said it. Let's move on to the spoilers. This is gonna be a spoiler discussion. I'm gonna have a few final thoughts afterwards, so just check the chapters. But now, spoilers. What even are spoilers? This is a true story, so I don't really know what to spoil in it, if I'm being honest. I don't know, a spoiler. There's a sex scene. It was kind of weird, if I'm being honest. I don't necessarily know if this is necessary or not. I'm talking about the first scene when Oppenheimer's first lover was making him read the very famous paragraph, "I became that destroyer of worlds." That time it didn't sound that good, if I'm being honest. But maybe that was needed for the second one to hit, because there's the second part when he's reading this paragraph, and that moment was impactful. And the same true for the second sex scene whenever they're in a hearing, which was not a hearing. That moment when his wife was seeing the sex scene, that part was needed because that's how she was imagining these things. That's how impactful, that's how hurt she was. So in that sense, I guess the first sex scene was needed because it was referenced in a very impactful scene in two different positions. It was at the time weird, but as time went on, I kind of understood why that was. Anyways, I want to talk about one more scene that really just stuck with me, and that was the breaking point for me in this movie and for Oppenheimer as well. That is the final bomb testing when there was a countdown and there was this huge explosion. I think I've seen classics as well as recent good movies. So I don't know how much weight my statement says, but that countdown scene for me was probably the most impactful scene I've ever seen in cinema. As I said, I watched it in IMAX with a very good audio. So this is one of those scenes when I honestly don't really know how well it comes across whenever the movie comes out in digital. But that scene alone is 100% worth watching in IMAX. I was just in my chair, I really couldn't take my eyes off the screen, and at that moment I really felt like I was there, just waiting for it to happen. Whenever the explosion went up, it was scarily beautiful. It was a weird emotion. It was a really weird emotion. It was terrifying. I was scared. It was also interesting and amusing to see, like, it actually working. It was definitely unnerving and disturbing. From there on, Oppenheimer had PTSD, which was also very, very well pictured, especially the scene when Oppenheimer was having his speech and the fact that he couldn't hear the cheering. That was a really, really impactful scene for me. So as this went on, the movie calmed down, there was the hearing, and you heard about the betrayals and everything, and the last scene was also, I think, very, very impactful. Whenever Einstein says that he knows what he went through, and the last scene, is he a Nobel Prize winner? Wait a second. I have no idea about history. I mean, I guess I was in luck because my history knowledge was just very basic, knowing about the bombings, but not really anything about the whole background. So I was in a unique position that this movie was not spoiled for me. If anyone knows history better than me, probably they knew what happened. But yeah, it wasn't a Nobel Prize, but still a prize nonetheless. I keep using the word impactful way too a lot, but that moment was very impactful, like I can't say anything else. This movie was impactful. It just left me in a shock, and I just sat there not knowing what to say. I don't want to review the whole movie, just basically give my thoughts also on Barbie that I did previously. I just wanted to give out my thoughts because yesterday was truly, truly interesting, and I'm losing my voice. Let me just say that both movies 100% worth the watch. They are very, very different. I can't even really compare them to each other. It's a great movie, watch it, but be aware that this is one of those that gonna stuck with you. If you have enjoyed my little vlog, make sure to like and subscribe. So yeah, I can't tell. My allergies are killing me. See you in the next video, which probably gonna be a little more happy. I mean, Barbie was happy. Bye bye.